And we're live on YouTube. Oh my God. I pushed the button. That's the fastest we've ever gone live. Usually it goes going live, connecting, going live. You're live. This time it was like, you're live. And I'm like, oh, okay. Let me jump in. Coming to you live from the Psychic Cafe. Grab your coffee or tea, pull up a chair. There's plenty of chairs behind me here. And let's hang out. I've got Michelle Matheny with me today,
Hi, everyone.
twice in one weekend.
I know it's been a minute.
Well, it felt like you were gone for months, even though it was only 2 weeks.
I know it does. It felt like it was forever.
Oh boy. Yeah, we got a good show for you today. And, we're going to talk about marketing and promoting your book or deck. I know Michelle's working on decks, so we'll chit chat about that a little bit. Got the card of the day to end the week, message for the end of the week. I'm kind of
Nice.
doing that now. Now that we have Tarot Tuesdays, I do the week message on Tuesday and then the winded up message, winding up the week here on Sunday. And I got the Three of Pentacles. We'll get to that.
Oh,
We'll get to that in a minute. That's a good one. Whenever Pentacles show up,
mm-hmm.
except maybe the Five Pentacles, but even that, there's hope in the background. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're going to chit chat about that. I was hoping Pamela Steele would be here because she's written books and published decks and published books. And
Yeah, I was hoping she'd be here
yeah.
today too.
Well, she said she'd try to be here. And, I remember last time she popped in about 5 minutes, 10 minutes into the show. So there's still hope.
Yes. Yes, there is.
Howdy to everybody watching and listening live. And if you're watching an archive, thanks for joining us. Let's go ahead and do that card of the day. The Three of Pentacles. Yeah. Oh, Dan just came in the chat. Hi, Dan. Yep. We're gonna do the Three of Pentacles here. Pop that up on screen for everybody. So as we close out this week, remember that no great masterpiece is created in a vacuum. The Three of Pentacles is a gentle reminder that your unique skills are the missing piece in someone else's puzzle, and theirs are the key to your next level of growth. Don't feel pressured to have the finished product ready by tonight. Instead, celebrate the craftsmanship that you've put into your days. Whether you are building a new project, a business, a career, a relationship, or a new version of yourself, trust that when you show up with humility and the willingness to learn, the universe provides the perfect team to help you succeed. You're moving from planning to doing, and the foundation that you're laying right now is rock solid. Yes.
Nice.
So there's the message to end the week, and
Nice.
we'll have a new one on Tuesday because that's our next live show Tuesday. Private Q&A, coffee and coaching on Thursday, and then Michelle will be back with Michelle's Mystic Corner on Saturday. Okay, good night,
Yes.
everybody. Good night, everybody.
See y'all later. No. uh,
Oh, that's good. That's good. So we have a lot of our professional members want to create a deck, publish a deck, write a book, publish a book. And that's a really good thing to do. It's it's a great way to promote yourself, and we think of creating products like decks and books, and the idea is, it's a product. And so we're going to put it out there and we're going to make money. Yes. Um, Today, nowadays, I always tell people that books are very expensive business cards. Really, the reason why you want to get a deck out and or a book out or both, you know, it's to promote you and you as a brand, and for your other services and products that are at a much higher price point than a book or a deck. Of course, it all depends on, are you self-publishing or are you publishing through a traditional publishing house, Schiffer or US Games or something like that, Llewellyn. Um, the commercial mass produced books and decks, I mean, unless you have a special contract because you sell hundreds of millions of books when you publish something, like all those famous authors out there, we're not there, So they can get a higher percentage. We're getting a buck a book, a buck a deck, unless you self-publish. So that's actually a reason to self-publish. A lot of other good reasons for you to self-publish. It's a lot easier than shopping around your deck project or your book project. For one thing, you will have most of these are done publish on demand, print on demand. So it costs X amount, let's say $10, $12 to print the deck and get it out, right? And then anything that you put on top of that, if you're put another $10, you're charging $22, or maybe you're charging $35 or $60 for a deck, especially if it's really good and you've done a lot of promotion and marketing, what we're talking about right now. All of that is profit compared to going through traditional publisher. The other thing is, which ties into the promotion and marketing, is you can do a Kickstarter campaign. There's 4,000 tarot projects on Kickstarter. I looked today. More than 4,000 actually. And it's the go-to place where people are looking for indie tarot decks. They're looking for something cool and new, and they scour, they search tarot on Kickstarter, and they scour all those, thousands of decks, and yours could be in there. And so it's promotion and marketing before you publish, and you're already lining up buyers. And that's the point that I really wanted to hit and drive home, is that let's say you do go with a traditional publisher. If you publish your deck yourself, either by sinking a bunch of money into having a deck or book printed, thousands of copies, which I don't recommend doing now that we have print on demand, or if you're going the print on demand route, you're going to have to promote. Obviously, you're gonna have to market your own book or deck. But guess what? If you go through Schiffer or any of the other publishing, yeah, they'll do a little bit, but it's not like the old days where they do a contract with you, and they're going to put it in all the bookstores. The bookstores don't exist. It's called Amazon. So putting it on an Amazon is actually promotion and marketing. So yeah, you want to get that self-published deck or book on Amazon Create Space. But you're going to have to do your promotion even if you go through Llewellyn or US Games or whatever. They're not going to promote you like in the old days. So either way, you're going to have to promote. So you might as well start working on it right away. In fact, I would say you need to start promotion and marketing way, way before your first publication date. Of course, that's traditional publishing. Technically, you don't necessarily have a publication date Basically as soon as you get your deck done and get the files onto one of the print on demand places, you're live with that. Oh, there's Pamela. Hey, Pam.
Hi. Hi,
Thanks for.
guys. Sorry I'm late.
Oh, that's okay. We were just saying, I bet Pam pops in a little bit late. Why is your camera looking at the ceiling?
Oh, because I'm
Oh,
just
there we
setting
go.
everything up. I don't even know where I am right now. Ah, wait a minute.
That's okay.
Going
While
live.
you're getting set up, we're going to continue on with the discussion we're having now. Michelle just
Okay.
popped up. Michelle, where'd you go?
Oh, I'm right here.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to make sure you're still there because I want to get your feedback too. So, like I said, um, you need to start promoting and marketing now, not months from now when you're ready to put it out in the world. You got to start now. You got to start building a community around your book or deck. You have to do all the promote. I was telling them, Pamela, regardless of whether you self-publish, print on demand, or go through a traditional publishing house, Llewellyn, US Game, Schiffer, Red Feather, whatever, um, you're going to have to do the marketing and promotion. So the way you do that, you don't wait till the deck is ready. Either you've printed some copies up or you have it on a print on demand website, um, and then go out and go, hey, I got a deck, or hey, I got a book, and try to market and promote it. Then you got to create momentum months, even years beforehand. And it doesn't matter whether it's a book or a deck. Decks are great because they're visual, they're artwork, and you can, start thinking in those lines. How can I get those images out there? Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok. Okay. So as you're going through the process of creating the 78 images, you should be doing posts and perhaps you start a blog. I would suggest a YouTube channel, and you want to, and all the above. let's just throw it out there. You want to do all the above, and take them along on the journey of writing the book, creating the deck, creating the artwork. Hey, I've got two ideas for the Knight of Wands. Which one do you think is better? That kind of thing. Or look at this gorgeous, Empress I came up with. This is for my upcoming deck, XYZ. Um, you want to really get the momentum going every day or a couple of days or every third day at least. You should be putting something out there. I would say every day you should be putting something, even if you don't have a new image to put out there. One, let's say you're working on one image. One day you could do the pencil sketch. It's like, okay, here's this for. Then you could show more of the card development. Oh, check out the colors. What do you think? What's the best? And then show the final product. And you can do the same thing with a book. You can do excerpts from the book as you're writing it. So you want to create this momentum. You want to build a community. A lot of uh, book authors and deck creators that I've seen recently have created Facebook groups just for that deck or just for that book. Um, Let me see if I can bring this up real quick here on Facebook. Let's see. I'm trying to remember. She paused her group here. Um, Understanding Tarot. Let me bring it up here. So one of our members, uh, Pam Richards, she published a book called Understanding Tarot, and she created a group around it and did a lot of posting related to her book initially and then other tarot subjects. Her private group is 57,600 members. 57,000. Yes. So not only is she selling her deck, she's promoting her brand and her, you know. And you can check that out actually on Facebook. But the group is actually paused right now. She's taking a break from Facebook. But that's a great way to promote and market your deck or book is, maybe you have a book coming out, you also have a deck coming out, make separate groups for each one. Not that you can't cross post and cross promote, but by having a specific group, you're going to get those raving fans all in one place, right? And then get the word out there, even before of course, when it's published, you want to do the podcast circuit, the YouTube shows circuit. You want to do your own shows on your YouTube channel. But even before that, if you have a really good concept for a deck or book, you can go on podcasts and talk about that before it's even published and start to get buzz going. You want to get the buzz going. And you want to hit Instagram. Pinterest is really big for visuals like tarot decks, TikTok. And then when you have a publication date, and of course, if you're self publishing, it's when the decks finally arrive in your garage. Or if you're doing print on demand, it's when you finally have all the files uploaded and it's available on the site. Um, you then in those cases you can just pick a date. It's like, okay, my official launch date is October 1st, right? And if it's a deck or a book that has something to do with a particular season or holiday, I don't know, you're doing the Leprechaun Tarot, so launch it on St. Patty's Day. You use that element as well. But you set a date and then you do a launch party. Yeah. We've done a lot of launch parties on this channel for decks and books that have come out. And we try to do it on the publication date, but if the author or deck creator already has other maybe they have a dozen interviews that day, we'll do it on that weekend or on the day before or the day after or something like that in those cases. So yeah, there's some of my ideas. A lot of people are self-publishing, print on demand. And if you're going to go that route anyway, you might as well do a Kickstarter because, that is the hub for indie tarot decks. Like I said earlier, 4,000 projects on there. And people specifically go and hunt around on Kickstarter for really cool decks coming out. And I suppose you could even do a book launch on there as well. I don't see why not. Um, a book, a deck, anything you have coming out, So that's my idea. You can do a launch party on, a YouTube show, podcast, something like that. A YouTube live, a Facebook live. You could also do a book party, launch party or deck launch party at a bookstore, oh, and that was my last thing I had in my notes was bookstores. Yeah, there's not a lot of bookstores anymore. And it's not like the old days where you were, you know what, Barnes and Noble, the last physical bookstore, and you're not even guaranteed to get bookshelf space anymore, like in the old days when you were publishing through a traditional publishing house. So, but there are still metaphysical bookstores out there, and there are still independent bookstores and ones that, and you might have to go a couple cities over, right? And you might find out where all these are and do an actual tour, go to different bookstores and do a presentation on your deck, your artwork, your book, read excerpts, things like that. That can still be done. So that's another way to promote and market your deck or book, is to do readings or do presentations at independent bookstores, even coffee houses, if they have a big following. And you should be arranging all this stuff way before you're going to do the book tour, way before launch date. All this stuff needs to be done, like I said, months, if not years, uh, to get the ball rolling. You want to have conversations with metaphysical bookstore owners and be sure that they're going to get copies of your deck or book in, and then offer to do a live appearance kind of thing. So there's a lot of things you can do to promote and market your deck, especially now that we have social media, online, the web, and you're going to have to do it anyway because traditional publishers aren't going to do it. So I think the biggest takeaway I've got for you from my notes here is get started now, way, way, way before. Build momentum, show off the process. If something bad happens, oh my God, do 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 a YouTube, short YouTube video, do a blog post, put it on Instagram and Pinterest, or at least Instagram and TikTok or Facebook or what have you. When the barn is burning down, that is the best promotion for your deck or book. It's like, oh, I was going through this publisher and this happened, and oh my God, and and now I've got this new one, and they're over here and they're going to do this, and people want to hear the story. It's not all sunshine and rainbows when you should be putting stuff out there, putting content out there. They say that just get my name right, spell my name right. There's no how's that phrase? There's no bad
Publicity.
publicity. Yeah, there's no such thing as bad publicity. It's just spell my name right. I would argue it's even better when you're having issues. Oh my God, I got the first, example prints in, and the coloring is all wrong on the oranges. I got to send the whole thing back and have them read, yeah, yeah, put that out there. Get your anger out, show your frustration. Oh my God, I've been working on this deck for 15 years, and I'm this close. I'm this close. But the oranges, they look like Pamela's hair, and they're not supposed to look like that.
Hey,
No, I'm serious.
I always had trouble with purples.
It's the best promotion you could ever have. The truck broke down and burst into flames and burned up your entire supply. You got to reprint, but you had it insured. I mean, come on. It's like it's the best promotion out there when things are going wrong. You're having, on a particular card, you're just having, it's almost there, 98%. You're just having a little bit of trouble with this one aspect. Share your frustration. Ask for ideas from your listener base. They're gonna love that. They're gonna love that. Anyway, what about you, Pam? You've published decks and books and done the whole gambit, everything from self-publishing to traditional publishing. How do you market and promote, and how would you suggest that nowadays, people should do it?
I find the personal touch is always the best. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what I did before, like, okay, the original Steel Wizard, where is it? Here it is. Before this deck actually came out, I had gone to INATS in Colorado, the International New Age Trade Show. And for that show, what I did, because I mean, this was back in 2003, I think. two, yeah, somewhere in there, three or so. I printed up brochures through Vistaprint of all places because they're really cheap and they do a beautiful job and you never have to second guess yourself. I had a whole whack of brochures printed up and I had samples of
Oh,
the
I
deck
love Vistaprint. That's a good one.
told about, yeah, oh God, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And told about, a little bit of the history on it, just introducing the deck itself. And I took that to INETS with me. And not only did I go around to the different stores that I thought might want to carry it, okay, but I also went to New Leaf distributor. And I didn't know who to talk to. My cousin was with me, but she knew a couple of the people. They were out of Lithia Springs, Georgia back then, and so she introduced me to their marketing director, and I just introduced myself, handed her a brochure, and said, "Have a look at this. I'm right here if you have any questions." And she flipped through it really quick, and I thought, "Oh, that was awfully fast." And she looked at me. She says, "Where can I get this deck?" Just like that. Okay, now there's two things that you're going to need to know whether you are um, self-published or where you're with a publisher, either one. You need to file the first copyright for it. You need to copyright your work, the end. And the best place to do it is through the International Copyright Office in Washington, D.C. The second thing is, yes, if you are with a publisher, they're going to put their own ISBN barcode on it. They're going to establish their own copyright, which is fine. But you need your own just in case, just for a backup. And when you are looking at contracts, the one thing you need to know is it's going to say all rights. That's the way they're written up. Contracts are negotiable, 110% negotiable. Okay. So you give them the rights to print your deck or your book. You don't give them all rights. That way you retain the rights to do the posters and the tote bags and the t-shirts and all that kind of stuff. Okay. But I
Mm-hmm.
think one of the most important things we did was I had it lined up to make a big loop. And we're just north of Montana here in Canada. And so the first year that we had a whole whack of copies of cartons of the decks in my storeroom back here, we loaded up the back of my husband's Jeep and started driving. And we had every town we stopped in, we found at least a metaphysical shop. And he would drop me off and disappear, and he would come back later, like maybe 15, 20 minutes. And I would usually have sold a minimum of a carton, okay, to these people wholesale. I can afford to wholesale because I know what I'm paying for the decks. I know what it costs me to bring them in. And whenever you do, if you are getting it self-printed, when you ask for a cost, it's delivered to your door, because some of these companies will sneak in extra cost about deliveries. I had one land in Vancouver, and the next thing I know, everybody was going, "Oh my God!" And then I get a bill for $750, and I thought, "I already paid for this." So I thought, So, but I went ahead and paid it because they wouldn't deliver until I did. That was it, and I needed them now. And so then I got a hold of my printer, who happens to be based out of Orlando, and he got a hold of them, and I not only got my 750 back, I got an extra 50 for my trouble, because they double bill me. So you watch these things. You have to be a halfway decent business person in order to publish your own deck or to even get it published. And I don't know how many authors and artists have said, "Well, I just create. I'm not any good at business. I'll leave that to other people." You will get screwed, glued, tattooed, whatever you want to call it. You have to know the business end of it. And as an artist and now an author, which I never thought I was, you have to know this. And I can't stress that enough. I don't know how many workshops I've sat in, how many times I've talked to the people. I've actually called the copyright office in Washington, D.C. and said, "Help." And the nice person at the other end said, "Well, what do you need to know?" I said, "Everything, but I need to know it in little words so my dumb butt gets it." And he laughed. And then by the end of the 90-minute conversation, I had a pretty good idea what they needed, how to do this, and which forms to file and all this stuff. So, I mean, I did that, but I did go ahead and establish copyrights for all of my artwork, no matter who published it, period, the end. And I do hold copyrights on all of it indefinitely. Okay. So there's that. But some of the things that you might want to know too is not just the brochures were a huge hit. And I was passing those out a year before it was even printed. But I also have printed up postcards and taken maybe one of the featured cards that I was going to use as the cover art or the whatever, and had those printed up. I just handed them out. And all the information is on the back is this is when it's going to be released. This is what you need to know about it. I don't know how much it's going to cost yet, but here's your information. Here's your website. And those things have done more good. And the thing about having tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of followers, go through and make sure they're all real people. I know it's a pain, but get somebody to help you because a lot of them will be bots, and bots don't help you at all. I'm sorry, they just don't. One of my friends, she's a published author, artist, etc. Love her to pieces. She's one of my best friends. She went through her followers and found out that 2/3 of her followers were bots. And once
Wow.
she got all of that cleared out, it was amazing how fast things went. So watch it. And if you do happen to have maybe 50,000 people that are following you, how many of them are interacting? How do you get the ones that are not interacting? How do you get their attention? How do you start to present? You can run contests, you can offer sales, but you need to do this. And like Dak said earlier, you're doing your own promotion. You're your own best friend in this. Nobody's going to do it for you. So, and talk to people like we've got the Tarot Deck Creators Group on Facebook. We got the guild right here. And I mean, there are people that are deck publishers and authors that will be happy to answer your questions. Don't be afraid to ask. This is always a group effort. It's not a solo performance. So try those. Questions?
Awesome.
I think you answered all of my questions, Miss Pamela.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, Michelle, if you had questions or, did the advice that we gave help you out? I know you're doing decks. By the way, you're going to do a book?
I am going to do a book. That might be a little bit slower, but I'm going to get there.
Get someone else to proof it for you. Someone else to do your editing. Because
Okay.
even if you go back and read your book out loud, I can promise you there's going to be some huge oops in it. You need someone else to do it.
Okay.
The only dumb questions are the ones not asked, Dan says.
Go, Dan. Yes.
Yeah. I wanted to mention this. PMJ, if you're still listening, PMJ had asked, "Hi, I'm trying to transition careers and was wondering when you see me landing a role." And I had asked a role, PMJ, like TV, movies, stage, or is she talking or he about a role within a company? So they haven't written back yet. So I wanted to put that out before we get to questions because I mean, we can pull cards regardless, but yeah, Maria, I see you in the chat. Calm down. She's freaking out because she always thinks that we don't see her questions, but she even after having sat in on 1,000 shows now, she doesn't seem to get that. Yeah, we're doing a topic, we're doing other announcements and things. We're going to get to your questions. You got to have a little patience. So okay, so PMJ wrote back, "Sorry, role within a company." Okay, good. Well, I was hoping that you were an actor or an actress, because that would be cool. It's like, okay, what kind of, TV, movie, plays do you want to get into? But yeah, so back to that question. I'm trying to transition careers and was wondering when you see me landing a role. And then Maria was asking about when do we see her getting a job for her. So before we get into the questions, though, let's see. It's already past the bottom of the hour. Just real quick, some upcoming shows this Tuesday, Tarot Tuesdays. I think this is our third one, maybe since we relaunched Tarot Tuesdays. And it's the same time as these shows on the weekends, like Michelle's show on Saturday and this show, Psychic Cafe, on Sundays. Same time, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. And so this is Tuesday, February 10th. We'll be hanging out. There'll also be, of course, a live Zoom call. So if you're a member of the Guild, you can join us on that. Speaking of members of the Guild, you can join us on a private Zoom call on Thursday, February 12th. It's our Q&A coaching and coffee that we do every Thursday, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. And then our next live event will be Michelle's Mystic Corner. It's Valentine's Day, Saturday, February 14th, on Valentine's Day. And Michelle will be doing love readings. And that's Sunday, February 15th. Stop undercharging. The formula for pricing your tarot readings. Yes, I'm going to actually take you through the formula to how to figure out what should you really be charging for your tarot sessions. So, yep, that's everything that is coming up. Next thing, Tuesday. Join me on Tuesday. Awesome songs. Let's see. So who wants to do Maria's? Because hers is technically first.
I think she asked for you.
Well, I already did a reading on her job. I don't want to do another reading on it. I've done 2 readings in the last 2 weeks on her job situation.
Okay.
And I'm not getting any new information. So I thought, if you guys can pull a card or two just to see, is she going to get a job? And I don't know if you guys do timing, you can always
do timing.
If you see anything. So we're working on that. Oh,
Okay.
I totally missed it in chat when you came in, Pamela, and Dan goes, "The fabulous, beautiful Queen of Tarot, the amazing Pamela Steele."
He just wants a better Christmas present next year. That's what he wants.
It's gotta be. If he wasn't married to Michelle here, I would swear he was hitting on you.
I'm telling you.
Well, we're both married, but not to each other. So, there's that.
Yeah. Go with that.
Okay, let's see what we got here.
Pamela's going to do that. And Michelle, are you jumping on PMJ's question?
Okay, let's see that. Okay. We need job.
Job. Yep. Pam and Michelle are shuffling.
Okay. Quick question. What kind of work is she looking for?
Hey, Maria, can you tell us what kind of work you're looking for? Or what are you interested in?
Yeah.
Pamela would like that tidbit of information.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Let's see. She was typing a second ago, so she should have heard us. There is a delay between when we actually talk and it gets through the studio to YouTube. So I'm a preschool teacher, basically working in a school or an institution with students or kids.
There is a possibility. I did my yes no spread where I'm looking for aces, and if I don't get them, I'm going to read the cards because the cards are telling you why you didn't get a positive yes. The first card that came up, 6 of Wands, and it's right side up. Try that one. Oh gosh, these things.
Your voice cut out.
That's because I'm old. Okay, 6 of Wands. Anyway, that was the first card that came up, and what it telling me is that you need a little more recognition. What we were just talking about getting yourself out there and putting your credentials forward, that's what you need to be doing. Okay. And it's obvious that the right place isn't seeing you yet. All right. And the reason I say that, because the card that you got for the yes, no, you got a hard no. Oh, for crying out loud, this stupid thing.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it. Anyway, it's the Ace of Cups reversed. And so this tells me that in order for for you to be fulfilled, you need to empty out what it is that's holding you back. All right. And that particular this tells me that it's something emotional. There's an emotional attachment here that needs to be dissolved, let go of, shaking out the door, or whatever, however you want to explain it, but it needs to go away. And cups in my book represent spring. Okay. So yeah, spring. So it's sometime between now and say Easter, what we call Easter now. You're looking at the spring solstice. Okay. That is the time that you're going to be able to identify what it is that's holding you back. It's going to hit you on an emotional level. So pay close attention to what you feel. Okay. You're holding on to something that needs to go away now. And it has to do with choices, and big choices, not little choices. We're not talking about little things that, you do every single day about, should I have coffee? Should I have decaf? Whatever. No, we're talking about major life choices, because you also got the Lover's card. And in my deck, the Lovers doesn't read, I hate this. Oh, there it goes. The Lovers doesn't read as anything to do with relationships. It reads as choices between what is sacred and what is profane. In other words, like if you think you're in love, is it really love, or are you addicted? Is it an addiction? Okay. So bottom line, you need to be right in front of the right people. First of all, you need to start making these changes right now and getting people to see you that haven't seen you before. Work on your resume and make sure that you focus your resume on who you are becoming, because it's the best version of you that we're looking for here. And this is going to involve, what you do is get rid of what's holding you back. There's something in there. And there again, usually if it's cups, it's an emotional addiction, not so much a physical one, but an emotional one. Get rid of that. That needs to go. That needs to empty out so that it can be filled with what your true purpose and the truth of who you are. Okay. And there again, it's about choices. It's about what is going to fulfill you and what's going to pay the bills. So you got some choices to make here. You got some work to do, but it should work out just fine. And like I said, by spring, you'll have something in place. Okay. There you go, girl.
Oh, that was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Linda just popped in. Hi, Linda.
Hi, Linda.
Hi.
How are you?
Hello.
I'm very well, thanks. I've had quite an important week. I've got a review of my deck from Tabby, the British Tarot Association, and it's a nice review. I've had a few more parcels. One wasn't brilliant. It was for my Cascades Oracle, but the box was not suitable, and I found out that the catalogue is too small, so you can hardly read it. It's so tiny.
Yeah,
but
that's
the
not good.
book looks lovely. I'll show it to you. This is now this is not very good. I've tweaked this. It's going to look a lot more sophisticated, but the book looks like this, and the book is it's just got I just had room for the interpretations, nothing else, but here it is, and it's the only place in the world where you can get one.
Wow.
So basically I've made the box look like the book, so that I've tweaked it so they both look a bit better. The gold looks a bit green at the moment, so I've made it golder rather than greener. And there we go. And the pack itself is nice. It's got a good linen base. So it looks like this. And unfortunately, it doesn't come in a box for some reason. It comes in a load of wrapping, and it's tied inside the thing. But it's the only place where you can get a deck and a book in the same place. And I only found out that you could put an embedded deck a few weeks earlier. So this is the only place in the world where you can get one. It's not something I'm going to get into the habit of ordering because it was expensive, $78 for me. And then I had a massive
Wow.
fee at the other end. So that was quite well. It wasn't. It's just rather a lot, but I had that as well. But it is nice to know that it's there available for some people who might be able to get it without having those sorts of troubles. Customs fees, that is.
Awesome. That's a nice little add-on addendum for our discussion we were just having on publishing and promoting and marketing your deck or book. Michelle, you want to go ahead with PMJs?
For PMJ, the first card I pulled is the Wheel of Fortune card. So I feel like the time for you to start your transitioning is now. There is something holding you back. I got the Devil card. So let go of any attachments to the old job that you might have, the old career, because that's going to be holding you back. But I got the Three of Wands. And so this is going to happen relatively quickly if you allow it to and if you walk into it. And this indicates the new position for you. So that's what I have for you, and I hope that is helpful for you.
Terrific, terrific. And I think that's the last question. Yeah. So
Linda, you mentioned boxes. I know somebody that actually you can get like diagrams that shows you how to make your own boxes. Okay.
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
No, yes, that's right. So I did one on Gamecrafter before. I wasn't very good at that point.
No,
I've got one for my jumbo deck, so I know that you can download either PSD or a PNG and design that way. And I think I've got one for the larger size of my Oracle, but for some reason I couldn't find it. And I think I know what it is now. You have to go through a certain entrance point on Gamecrafter to find all these things. But the good thing about today is
who did it. Beth Salonen. She's West Coast. She's a teacher, and she's done roughly 100 decks. And she does all of it, start to finish. She designs, she illustrates, she writes, she prints, she builds the boxes. She does the whole thing. She's insane.
Right.
But yeah, she did release, and it's in the Tarot Deck Creators group somewhere, the private group, so you can access it. But it explained how to measure the deck for width, depth, length, everything, and you could do a flip top box that way. But remember, now you're going to have all of your information on the box. So
all of the information on the box. Oh, I see. Okay. The template. You mean the template?
The template. Big word.
Yeah.
Thank you. But as far as, I don't have anything with a box here right now. Oh, yeah, well, not mine. But on the bottom of them, that's where I put my ISBN and my barcode on the bottom. But then on this, because like I said, more information. I printed the website on the box, which was done because now I've got a different website. But I made stickers up, and I just paste stickers over every deck that I'm putting out on the shelves. So that works. But yeah, she did show a way to build your own template for your specialty deck.
Yeah.
So it's in the group somewhere.
Yeah, I've made boxes before for Gamecrafter. This was I just wanted to make it available in the tarot size. There was a tuck box that's exactly for 40 cards, and it's a 40 card thing that I have, and I might be able to put the design on it. Made the back of each card completely plain because they're so colorful and so active on the front. There's actually that's the little booklet. As you can see, my eyesight is not brilliant these days, and you can hardly see anything on it. So that's not quite the solution. But these are dark blue on the back. I don't think it'd be difficult to find a box design somewhere, but it's a bit. I find Gamecraft a bit confusing these days, and I think I chose the wrong entrance point last time, which is why it didn't turn up. But anyway, I've got I've got the correct book size now, so that stupid box that I had before won't be there. The big plain box that was about 3 times the size of this, and then stuck into an enormous box, which again attracted a fairly big customs fee. So yeah, an expensive hobby that. So but I'm pleased to actually have a copy of the book now. I wasn't sure about the situation with IBSN. I don't know whether they do IBSNs on Gamecrafter, do they?
I don't think they do. You have to supply everything, including the artwork. Now, depending on where you get your ISBN numbers, like Canada hands them out like free. Like when I got a hold of them and said, "Look, I need ISBN barcode for," and they asked what it was for, and I said, "Well, it's for a card deck," and they went, "Huh?" And I went, "Okay, fine." A card game that they had, so they actually, and it's the same thing whether it's got a book or it doesn't have a book. And they sent me a package of 5 free, but that's Canada.
I mean, it's not a bad. Yeah, it's not a bad thing that it doesn't have an IBSN, because it meant that I could revise it a little bit. But I've put some catalogs of my artworks out on something called blurb.com. You make a tiny modification, they won't let you. You have to buy the whole proof again. So IBSN can be very unforgiving from that point of view.
Well, yeah, but you got to remember, this is on a finished product that's going on the shelves. And people want that and the barcode, because so many stores anymore, they just scan them. They don't type in what the cost is.
Does the barcode come with the IBSN, or is that separate?
Both. It's both.
So so does the IBSN come together with the barcode?
Yes.
Right.
Actually, that's covered. Where's my other one? I gotta find one that's covered up. Okay, it's teeny tiny, but you can see on here. Okay, that's the barcode, and right below numbers.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all one thing.
Yeah. Right.
I can make it bigger. I made this one tiny because it was in my way and I didn't want it that big. But others, they're pretty good size.
I probably have to order one from Britain. So I'm based in Hungary, so that really complicates all kinds of things at the moment, because especially since Brexit. But I've got a friend of mine who knows how to get IBSNs. I'm sure he could tell me.
Yeah.
Can you have an IBSN for a tarot deck, or do you just only do IBSNs for books?
You need one for your deck, like the one I just showed you. That is a book deck set, and it's under I copyrighted it under visual arts, so that because you can copyright a collection that way, you're not doing one copyright for each individual image. So you have to VA form for your copyright, and that way you can. Well, like the Steel Wizard's 88 cards. So, I mean, I didn't want to take out 88 different, whatever. So you copyright it as a collection, and the collection includes the book. So the book that's printed on the inside has the exact same ISBN number barcode as the box.
Oh,
right.
Smart.
I don't know. I don't know about the Gamecraft would let
this way too long with, and honestly, when I first started this, it was so big. And I mean, was talking about, you have to, when it's done, you have to send the Library of Congress X and so many copies, and you have to do this and you have to do that. And it was so big. And I mean, at the time, had a real block when it came to business. I mean, I kept books for different companies, but that wasn't the same. This was something I'm doing from scratch. I actually stood up one day, walked out the front door, sat on the steps, and just sobbed. I'm sitting there crying like, whoa, like I'd lost my best friend. Here comes the old guy. He comes out, he sits down beside me, drapes an arm around me. He says, tell me about it. I couldn't even talk. I was so upset. And he keeps patting me and waiting. Finally, I caught my breath and he said, okay, tell me. So I told him. And he says, you can do anything. He says, step back, do what you always tell me to do. Take a deep breath, one step at a time. What do you need to do first? And I went, well, that's too easy. And I did it. And I've done it several times since.
Awesome.
Because every time I release this deck, the Steel Wizard, it gets a new ISBN barcode every
Oh,
time.
that's interesting. Yeah. Well, that makes sense, I guess, each edition, because there might be slight changes and
Slight changes in everything.
updates.
And let's face
Yeah.
it, if you change anything 20%, it totally invalidates your copyright. 20% is all it takes.
Right, right.
But that was a lovely surprise when I started working with the blurb books again, because I didn't realize that once you ordered it, that was it. Even the slightest modification means a new proof. And your IBSN, it can become an expensive hobby in the end if you don't know what you're doing.
It can be.
Yep. Well, we are rapidly running out of time. Real quick, I wanted to mention, I think PMJ sent us a cup of coffee. And
Oh, nice.
Michelle, she had asked, thank you, Michelle. I'm currently not working and actively looking. So I was wondering if you see a timeline. I don't know if I can't recall your reading for her. I don't know if you had a timeline.
The timeline what I found was pretty much to go for it now. And then if it's going to happen, it'll happen quickly. But I didn't see a specific time.
Ah, okay. Sounds good. Let's all get out of here. I've had a lot of coffee and yeah.
I'm doing tea today. Tea.
Oh, Pam, are you doing?
Well, it's afternoon. I mean, I probably could crack open a beer, but right now it's just water.
Oh
It's 5
boy.
o'clock somewhere.
It's 5
That's
o'clock
right.
somewhere.
That's right.
It's 7 o'clock in the UK right now. And yeah, so I'm way behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, and you all know I don't drink at all, so there.
Well, not me, and it's Super Bowl Sunday, so I'm gonna head over to the Post, and we're gonna have a party starting at 3:30, and I think the game starts 4:30, I think, our time. Anyway,
I think so.
Yeah. Awesome.
Well, thank you guys. That was a fun subject.
Yeah, we got through it pretty quick, actually.
Yeah.
Thanks for popping in, Linda.
Yeah, I had to get my dad to have dinner first and to get all that sorted out. So yeah, been busy on the old computer all day doing crazy things. Forgot the time, but yeah, got there in the end anyway.
So we'll see you all on Tuesday. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.